The first principle that we're going to teach is really the foundation, the fundamental idea. If you can get your mind across this, you are well on the way to being a better leader. It's called extreme ownership. And it means that you need to take responsibility for everything in your life. You need to find the thing that you could have done to help the situation, and you don't just point, blame others, and look for excuses.
So the example from Afghanistan. 2013, we went out and we didn't have comms. Why didn't we have communication? Because every week, you have to update your crypto key for your radios, but our partners, they forget to do that. So we went out, we didn't have communication. That's a big problem when you go out, right? We could still manage it because we have contingencies and stuff like that, so we were able to come out from that. So when we come back from the operation, we do a debrief. And during that debrief, we usually were used to, at least the Estonians were used to, a lot of arguments, arguing, blaming, stuff like that. But instead of that, the commander, our second in command, was a very experienced guy. He had like 9 deployments. He was into the army for 20 years, so he was a really experienced guy. So what he did, he stated out that, hey, we had a communication problem, so who is responsible for that? And obviously the communication guys, they raised up their hand. It was seen from their eyes and the way they spoke that, yeah, they are the ones responsible for it. They kind of explained what they did wrong and how they could improve this situation. After hearing that story, their commander kind of replied, no, it's not on you. It's totally on me. I'm the senior guy on the battlefield. I have a lot of experience, and I actually didn't do the check before we went out to the operational area. It is my responsibility to make sure that everything, all our equipment is there with us, that everything works, so it's on me. So after he took the ownership of that, it actually reinforced, and the guys whose responsibility it was initially, they again raised up, no, sir, it's actually on us. We will fix this. Next time we will do X, Y, Z. They actually took their key to the car or to the vehicle which we operated with, and this thing never occurred again. So what was the lesson from me? It was like there was no need in blaming each other. Everyone looked at what they could do better, and especially the leadership. They could easily say that, hey, you guys didn't do the right thing, you didn't follow the right protocol, but what would that have been accomplished? Nothing. We would just raise another conflict. People will be even more frustrated about it, that it happened, but we're all adults in the room, so we understand if you make mistakes. It doesn't help if someone is pointing it out in front of everyone and making you even a bigger asshole for that specific thing, because mistakes happen, and if a leader creates an environment where you feel that, okay, doesn't matter if I fail, if I do something wrong, he still got my back. And that was the first example for me where this kind of mindset started to open up for me.
I took away from what you just said, Remo, and it reminded me of the idea, praise in public, criticize in private. Now, criticize is a hard word there. So what we want to take away from this is it's not that just like, oh yeah, it's on me, don't worry guys. Hey, crypto guy, don't worry about it. I'm the leader, I should have helped you, it's not on you. Is that we still might want to have some words with the crypto guy. We still might want to talk to that person about it. But we're not going to do that in the meeting. We're not going to in the meeting like, you've got to do better, you've got to like, no, I'm going to sit down later one-on-one with that person and say, how can I help you? Let me help you come up with a training schedule. Let me help you get the information that you need. I'm going to help them in private. In public, I'm going to say that actually these are the things that I could do to help. And it creates that culture. Yeah.
And you have to believe it. Because otherwise the intent has always a smell. And if you don't actually believe it, it will come out as an act. And we don't want to act because we are not really good at acting.
That's called passive aggressive.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, I should have done that. Yeah. We see it through in a moment. And when you're blaming your teammates, like everybody knows, you're not hiding anything When you go, oh, it was them, the department didn't. Like everyone else is detached from that. And they're able to see, they don't quite have the same ego in the situation. They can see that it was a bit on you. And yeah, a bit on that. There's a bit of both. You're not hiding it from anybody by blaming somebody else. You can say, this is what I should have done to help that situation. And you will be so surprised how quickly that attitude spreads to everybody else in your team.
And you actually have to go and do it. Because that's what matters. You have to not just speak, but you actually have to have actions after it, which actually will prove that you actually were speaking the words and you actually did what you were promised to everyone. So now let's get down to the principles.